people, welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. Hello, beautiful people, welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk, these are Tarot Things, and I'm your host, Boogie down Bronx, Boogie down Bronx.
Hello, beautiful people, welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk, these are Tarot Things, and I'm your host, Boogie down Bronx, and I'm here to take care of the Cancers. Cancer, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This reading can resonate for you if you have Cancer as a Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, or South Node sign. I'm gonna take off my glasses because I can't even see this. The glare is killing me. Cancers, I did a thing. You see my hair? This is crazy to me. I got the faux hawk right in time for eclipse season. I just felt like it was time for a change, something different, something new. I have a lot of attachment to my hair, so it's definitely bittersweet. I love the cut. I'm still getting used to seeing it on my head, but you know, it was a sentimental moment, so I'm a little sensitive about that with my hair, but I'm excited. This is a new chapter. Eclipse season is here. The first eclipse is next weekend, and it's just time for a new chapter to arise. So yeah, shout out to my haircut. All right, so let's get into your reading, Cancers. I'm gonna flip over these cards and see what you need to surrender right now, what else is going on for you. And yeah, okay, so first things first we have is surrender worry. Make a commitment to not lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body. Focus on the power of your heart and have faith that spirit is guiding you always. So you have that. And then you have neglecting intuition. So the worries can be stemming from you trying to operate only up here in your mind. In human design, we talk a lot about learning to lean into your body, not just doing things from your mind, not just doing things that you think you should be doing, but doing things that you want to do. You have that stick up your ass must be uncomfortable. So Spirit said it, not me. We're gonna clarify the neglecting intuition so we can see what is it about your intuition specifically you're not listening to. What is neglecting intuition before we look into it with my everything deck? Can you clarify neglecting intuition? Can you clarify neglecting intuition? It belongs to the streets. You could be neglecting your intuition about somebody. Or it's you're letting your mind take over instead of listening to the intuition. I did a video last year on intuition versus anxiety. And we can talk a little bit about that before we go into it. Intuition is a small, subtle inner voice. It is just knowing. It's a small knowing. So let's say somebody asks you, what's 1 + 1? You say 2. There's no anxiety. There's no overthinking. You just know off the top of your head, 1, 2, 3, what's the next number? 4. There is no fear based surrounding it. So your intuition has a similar vibe. That's how I like to describe it. As just you knowing the answer. If somebody asks you what your name is, Bronx. Okay. There's no anxiety surrounding that. There's no fear saying my name. I know it. So there's an inner knowing, but your mind can tell you all kinds of different stories, make up all these different fears surrounding things. And so there is no use in worrying about things that you cannot control. Anyway, I know it's easier said than done. But let's see, what is Cancer's challenge with neglecting their intuition? What do they need to listen to their intuition? Whoa, Cancers, hold on, Cancers. What does Cancer need to ex or past love? Why does everybody keep getting this card? This is the 4th or 5th sign that's gotten this card. I know Virgo, Aquarius have gotten this card. Tell me about, for Cancers, more about why they're neglecting their intuition. Inner child trauma. Tell me more about what they're neglecting their intuition about. Yeah, so literally the last few messages for the different signs have been a lot of your past is affecting your future. I know Pisces also had a similar message here. So there's a lot of past stuff coming up now. I mean, I think we're in the retrograde shadow period. So that can be why. Okay, so what I'm really picking up on here, Cancer, is like you have a hard time trusting yourself. You have a hard time listening to your intuition because in the past you were forced to kind of suppress it, right? So anything that we're learning how to do in our adulthood that did not come naturally to us as children or like was suppressed by our parents are all things you have to relearn how to do. So certain things that could come very easy to somebody else may not come easy to you because of this inner child trauma or because of past abusive relationships here. But you were basically conditioned to go against your intuition in some way, either from your parents, like you try to listen to your own inner voice. But if you're dealing with like controlling parents, narcissistic parents who always try to impose their voice on you 24/7 and take away your voice, when you get older, you're not going to know what your voice is. You're not going to know how to really tap into it because everybody's telling you this is who you are, this is who you should be, this is what you need to do. So you have to look at your past relationships and see where you've given your power away or where it was literally taken from you, from your past, from exes, from whoever. And like why you feel so much guilt for listening to your intuition. It's really because like you're reclaiming yourself, you're finding yourself. You have stopped searching for external answers. All the answers lie within you, but I think there's just been some type of programming from the past where you've had these people controlling you for so long or telling you what you need to do to be happy, how you need to think and operate. And now that you're trying to find your own way, there is just so much struggle with listening and trusting yourself. So angel numbers or guidance, your angels are here to guide you for sure. But there's something you're not listening to yourself about and you're waiting for other people to validate you, or, you know, it's just hard to hear your own voice. What else do we have for Cancer? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node as the challenge here. The Stop Searching for External Answers card came out after I put it back in the deck. Yep. You have legal matters, you have protection, you have pregnancy. So there could be a situation that comes up with pregnancy. This will not resonate for everyone at all. So look out for a situation there. But I feel like it's really just coming down to you listening to your own voice about the ways in which how to protect yourself, right? Your intuition is something that's always guiding you moment to moment. So you don't have to try to be ahead of the curve, right? You don't have to try to avoid situations altogether, or you don't have to try to like just always be in worry mode, anxiety mode, because you're like, you know, you just can't trust situation. You can't trust yourself. It's like being as present as possible. The more present you are, the stronger your intuition, you'll be able to hear it. If you're always worrying about the past or you're always too far into the future, you will never be able to fully hear your intuition right now in the moment, because it's stillness that helps you hear it. So if you're really struggling to find some type of clarity outside of yourself, you're never going to find it, okay? You need to turn within. Yep, this is the one. So it could be like you're looking for clarity about a person that's in your life right now. Maybe wondering if somebody is right for you. And you'll know if that person is the one or not. You don't have to like ask all these other people. Like you have to really, really lean into how you feel. But before you can do that, it's like you have to probably work through these other inner child issues, or, you know, the trauma. Because I know it's hard to hear your intuition when you have like anxiety disorders or like, you know, mental disorders. So what's the solution for Cancers? What's the solution for Cancers with their intuition? What's the solution for Cancers with their intuition? You have move on. What's the solution for Cancers with their intuition? Self-sabotage, envy. Why is that here? Tell me more for what's the solution for Cancers with listening to the intuition. You have time apart. Okay, so I think it's important to like definitely take time away from triggers, like people that trigger you, people that confuse you. Maybe you need to go somewhere by yourself. Maybe you need to travel here. But I think the main thing is like really closing the door on the past, because you have move on, you have time apart. So there is an emphasis on making amends with the past, making peace with the past, moving on from the past, and then going into this newer energy. Could be a new love situation that you're gravitating towards. But I feel like maybe in your dreams, your intuition is strong, or like your dreams reflect your intuition. And then you have travel. So taking a little mini vacation or going somewhere to meditate, like the beach, somewhere different, can definitely help self-soothe you. And then this self-sabotage card here for the solution. So looking at ways where in the past you felt something, you know that it was right for you in your heart, but you let your mind talk you out of it. You let other people talk you out of it. You self-sabotage because you ignored your own intuition. Right? There's so many ways that self-sabotage can present itself. But it's like every time you don't listen to your inner voice, you self-sabotage. Okay? Or you do what fears, like you're letting fears drive your decision making. So learning to make choices from a place of stillness instead of like in the heat of a spiral or the heat of a moment. You know, with human design, if you have emotional authority, you definitely need to wait until you ride the emotional wave. So if you have emotional authority in human design, you need to definitely make sure you're not making any type of sporadic, spontaneous decisions when you are having high anxiety, anger, sadness, any emotions. Needs to be neutral. But anyway, Cancers. What else is coming towards Cancer at this time? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North, North, South. Now, what do they need to look out for? Please, what do they need to look out for Cancers? What do they need to look out for? Ace of Cups. You have something new, a new emotionally driven situation. Could be a new relationship, something new that you love. What else does Cancer need to look out for right now? Cancers. Two of Cups reversed. Oops. Anything else for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node. King of Cups. All right, so can't flip over these cards with my nails. The Tower is here. Oh boy, you always get the Tower. Why is it here this time? Can we clarify the Tower before we go over these other cards? I swear, Cancer, you know, like if you've been watching my videos for like the last 3 years, you know how I feel about this Tower card for Cancer. Tell me about the Tower for Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node. What is falling apart or falling away in order for Cancer to be free? But I think I already have an idea. Okay. So we have the Tower card here. I feel like the Tower card here is really to like fully emphasize where the problem lies, what the root of the issue is, what is the problem with you being able to fully listen to your intuition or not listen to your intuition, and bringing this balance back in your life. 10 of Cups, it could show you from a very early age, a young age, where you first started being manipulated, controlled, feeling powerless, where you first had to start suppressing your feelings, your emotions, your intuition. And I feel like it's going to be a very like big moment for you where you're like, oh, this is where this came from. Or, oh, I see where this started. I see where every time I ignore my intuition, something bad happens. Every time I listen to other people, something bad happens. Could it be a Sagittarius involved here? Or a Leo with the Sun card in reverse? And you know, like with having like courage, I just talked about this. Courage is the only way you can get to confidence, because courage is like you do things, they work out, you know, 9 times out of 10 they work out, you feel confident about it. And you keep doing it, you're building your confidence. But if you're always listening to other people and you don't listen to yourself, and things keep going wrong, your confidence is going down, because you're like, why can't I get this right? Well, it's probably because you weren't listening to your intuition. It's probably because you were trying to listen to your mind, trying to protect yourself, trying to prevent bad things from happening. And in that way, self-sabotaging, you made something bad happen. So trying not to like beat yourself to like things happening. You get what I mean? So like trying to be avoidant or trying to like break up with people or separate yourself from people before anything bad can happen, before you really get to enjoy it, before you can really work through it, before things can improve, or in just the way that you kind of burn bridges, or the way that you might, you know, spiral or freak out on someone. So that's just something, it's going to come up in a really extravagant way for you. I'm not sure how yet. We're going to look more into that in the advice for how that's going to show up. But I feel like it'll show up in a big way with you doing that one more time, where you know, you felt in your heart, your intuition was telling you something and you went against it. And then it just made your life so much harder than it needed to be. And you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. I need to start really trusting myself more. Instead of like letting my triggers, my trauma tell me, like, in order to try to protect me. Okay, so what's the advice for Cancers here with this energy? What's the advice for Cancers? The Tower tried to come out. It like fell out the bottom, but I didn't take it out. So let's see if it comes out. Okay, what's the advice for Cancers? Devil card reverse, Capricorn energy. Yep, the Strength card, Leo, working on that confidence here and building that up and really leaning into your own power. Looking as to where you were manipulated in the past to feel like you didn't have power, or you had somebody who was always trying to tell you what to do, thinking for you. Anything else? Anything else? Alrighty. Yeah. So this definitely gives me like manifestor energy in human design. It gives me strong manifestor energy. Cardinal energy just gives me manifestor anyway, because it's like you guys do things your own way. But, you know, if you are like manifestor in human design, or even manifesting generator, you're now learning like where you haven't been able to trust yourself and how to walk away from those people or things where you didn't have that luxury of being able to make your mind up. You didn't have that luxury of being able to listen to your own inner voice, following your own emotions, your own creativity, because you had people always telling you, you know, don't feel this way, don't do this, do that. So I think this is just breaking away finally from that codependency. And Two of Wands, planning for your future in the right way. Because a lot of you have these confidence issues. It doesn't necessarily mean confidence like about yourself, but more so like a lack of confidence in making decisions that are right for you, right? So it could be both. It could be like you're not very confident about like something about the way you look or whatever, but I think it's a lot more internal than that. And you're working on that, okay, with the Strength card. But the only way you can work on it is if you take the time to gain courage to do things differently, okay? You have to do something different. And if you know you're the type to be driven by fear and fear-based decisions, you make your decisions in a fear-based mental state, then you know that that's not what you're supposed to be doing anymore. You have to fully feel the feelings. King of Cups here again. You had it just now in the other deck. I don't remember if I held it up or not. But this is a time to use your emotions to your advantage instead of using them or like letting them use you. Okay, so that's the message really for Cancer. You need to learn to use your emotions. Do not let them use you. So instead of being afraid of your emotions, afraid of, you know, what they might mean, just observe them, study them, notice like patterns with them. So like, you know, emotions don't have to be such these like scary things that can take over where you feel like you have no control. But look at the moments where you feel different things. You feel like, when do you feel the most intuitively sure? Who around you do you feel the most confident to make decisions? Who feels triggering? You know, those type of things. So when you're really studying that, it's going to really help you to know and be able to discern your emotions better. Look at where you absorb other people's emotions like a sponge, and you're able to really use discernment. So when you have like this all or nothing mentality with your emotions where you're like, I'm not going to feel them at all, or I'm going to feel everything at once, it's very hard to feel the middle ground. So you have to get more in the habit of always like checking in with them and like sorting through them. They don't all need to be so present at the same time. And I think air signs, especially like air moons, have that luxury where they're able to discern their emotions and really dissect them, which water placements, especially like heavy water signs, it's really hard to do so. So just practice that, okay? So thank you, Cancer, so much for watching. If this reading resonated for you, let me know that in the comments down below. I am at Tarot by Bronx.